Yo, I only had one question for Kelly Rowland. One. And she gave me an answer I wasn't ready for.
Genius. Mind you, I got the beat from MiC Geniuz. Mind you, I was thinking about the topic all day long that day. Mike. Mind you, this is not my favorite song. Mike Genius.
What's up, y'all? I just got an opportunity to ask Kelly Rowland a question on We Sound Crazy podcast. And as a Kelly Rowland fan who really, really loves Kelly Rowland, those who know, I don't play by her at all. I go to war over Kelly. I wanted to make it count. So we were introduced to her through Destiny's Child and loved her there, but her solo music hit home and hit me on a different level. So while she was up there unpacking her legacy, because she's a legend, let's be clear, I had to ask her what her most personal and creative fulfilling album was, and she answered, and I've been thinking about it ever since. But before I get into what she said, I need to take y'all somewhere first, because to understand her answer and why I'm even talking, you got to understand the journey. What's up, y'all? MiC Geniuz here.
Oh.
Shout out to We Sound Crazy. Love the podcast. Watch it all the time. My question is for Kelly Rowland. Everybody know that I'm the Rolling Stone, your biggest fan. Love all your music, every album. Speaking of your albums, out of all your projects, which one felt the most personal or creatively fulfilling for you, and what made it stand out?
Good question.
Ooh, that's an excellent question.
All right, so the year is 2006. Kelly had already dropped Simply Deep in 2002, which y'all slept on. And then Destiny's Child era was over. Destiny's Child had disbanded officially and was on her own for real. You know what I'm saying? She was now Grammy Award-winning Kelly Rowland because she was the first out the group to have a #1 and get a Grammy. Overseas, she was popping and was now an international superstar. So now a song called Still Loving My Ex had leaked online along with a remix, which I don't know was official or not, but it featured an artist called Young Texas. And I used to play it on repeat. She also was pushing Gots to Go featuring the Brat, and one version had Eve on it. I can't find it now, though. I remember her performing that at the Europe Music Awards and the Asian Music Awards for MTV. So the new era was coming. And then it kind of got quiet. So now we're in 2007, summer. I remember like it was yesterday. Like This had dropped, video premiered. It was on. Kelly coming. You know what I'm saying? She revamped everything and called it Miss Kelly. Beyonce performs Get Me Body on BET Awards that year. And she says, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kelly Rowland. Y'all remember that? And I lose it. Kelly has arrived. It's her time, right? Miss Kelly dropped when I was 18, fresh out of high school, fresh out of my first fake puppy love relationship, first fake heartbreak, going through it. And she was talking directly to me. Songs like Still Loving My Ex, Better Without You, Flashback, which we already knew because the song was on the Destiny's Child Live in Atlanta DVD. If you had it, you know. Every Thought Is You, Love. She set that album up like a relationship had a beginning, a middle, and an end. You know what I'm saying? The same way Destiny's Child did with Destiny Fulfilled. You know that storyline? She did that for herself on Miss Kelly. And if you were a real fan and you really listened to her music, you caught that. She was also in the news before the album for being engaged, and then it was called off, right? Rumors of a relationship with someone else. And I feel like years before Dirty Laundry, right? She was telling us her story. You know what I'm saying? And then she dropped the Diva Deluxe, right? Added songs like Broken and Love Again. And just like that, the story got deeper. Just like what I was going through got deeper. You know what I mean? So it was like a soundtrack for me. That album grew with me. It's not just music. You know what I'm saying? It's a soundtrack for the season of my life. So that's why it's my most personal album as a listener from Kelly Rowland. Now, creatively, I think her most creative era was Here I Am. But people forget what was happening before that album even dropped. So Miss Kelly era is ending. We were in 2008, moving into 2009. And she's back overseas because Work, right, a song of her album, was taken off. It was moving and shaking. And during that time, too, though, Michelle Williams steps away from gospel. She on her Broadway West thing, and she drops We Break the Dawn, co-written by Solange, and a whole Europop dance album, Unexpected. A great album, by the way, before its time, because it wasn't until a year after that that Kelly found David Guetta and dropped When Love Takes Over. Michelle and Rico Love and them did it first in 2008. But I stand on the hill of Kelly Rowland changed the landscape of music for the next 3 to 4 years with everyone on their EDM dance music craze thing, because she brought David Guetta over here. Chris Brown, Rihanna, Kesha, Nicki, Usher, everybody boom, pat, fist pump after that. And during this time, Kelly's on her another label. Songs are leaking. The Rolling Stones are forming. Early Twitter is happening. We are locked in. Songs like Forever and a Day, Forever Just a Minute Away, On and On, Shake the Haters Off, Just Whisper. She dropped Grown Women written by Neo for USA or R&B market and Rose Colored Glasses for the pop, which is easily in my top 3 fave Kelly songs ever. She had a whole pocket of music, dance records, UK pop songs, R&B songs. She's genreless. She was doing it all. And real fans were finding each other online trying to keep up. Like, she was going crazy. And she was in a completely different creative realm, experimenting, pushing, and most people missed it. But we didn't. All of this is before Motivation. And then Here I Am dropped. It was a whole new wave because to me, she merged everything she was doing and made a great album to make everyone happy. So when Kelly Rowland sat across from that microphone and I got my one question off, because I have a bunch of questions, I need to sit down with Kelly. We need to have a one-on-one, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't ask about the hits. I didn't ask about Destiny's Child. I asked her about her most personal, creative, fulfilling album for me. And personally, it was Miss Kelly. And creatively, it's pre-Here I Am and Here I Am. But she said,
the record that feels or felt the most authentic would probably have to be Talk a Good Game.
Okay.
Talk a Good Game. And I knew she was going to say that. And I was excited to hear it because that album, Talk a Good Game, that album and that whole era, it's so much to get into about that. So let's get into it. What up, y'all? It's your boy, MiC Geniuz. Thank you for tuning in to Mind You. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all of that and come back, all right?